Once again, good morning. Thank you for joining us at New Thought Palm Springs. We know that nothing happens by chance, that we're all here by divine appointment. If you tuned in at this moment, this message is for you. And as we gather today at our final series, this is our 5th week of the Evolution Revolution, where we are acknowledging there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are. And guess what? We can use it. We are using it, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. And as Dr. Ernest Holmes said, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. When we direct the energy consciously, things begin to open in amazing ways. When we're kind of bouncing around life, life bounces us. You know, and it's so interesting. I was at the market and I heard two friends saw each other. And this one friend was just sharing all these wonderful things that were happening for her, and the other one said, well, must be nice. Not, I'm so happy for you, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. Your success makes mine possible. Now, this is one of the precepts of the universe, that if there is only one, and you have wonderful things going on for you, they're going on for me. I am so happy for you that it's like it's happening to me. And this is what I love about our way of life, is that this oneness pervades everything, that divine connection. So when I say your success makes mine possible, my success makes yours possible, that there is a joy. And as I said previously, joy is the most infallible sign of the presence of God. And I did not say that first. Teilhard de Chardin, the wonderful monk from the 5th century, stated that. I mean, he really got that if we are not in joy, we're in ego. We're in looking outside of ourselves at people, places, and things that are constantly doing it to us. Right? Oh my God. If one more thing happens, oh my God, and the universe says, here's the one more thing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. That's how it works. But the revolution is about conscious change and impactful compassion. And in my experience of going all over the world and speaking, I've met my Doctors Without Borders, my Dr. Danny Schumann, who created a whole wing at Madonna University in Alili, Africa, which was this little obscure village until Father Ida, who was raised, he's in the Igbo tribe, and he wrote a book called Igbo Metaphysics. He said that when he went to university in Chicago from Africa, they said, you know, there's no African cosmology, no real African philosophy. And he said, yes, there is. And he called it Igbo, I-G-B-O, Metaphysics, where he talked about the oneness. He talked about planting sweet potatoes energetically and the goodness that came out of that whole process. He talked about the greatest influence in his life was his mother. And he has founded 3 universities. They actually corrected me, it's 2 universities and 1 polytechnic college. There's a little bit of a difference, but I think, you know, it's amazing. And he has founded 5 manufacturing companies, a paint manufacturing company, water, paper, palm wine, I mean, a bakery. It goes on and on. And all of the unemployed are gainfully employed through his 5 manufacturing companies, in which Dr. Clayton had to leave, but we went through this tour. And there is a charity peace model where he brings people together. He feeds 500 people a day. A little obscure village in Africa, now on the map, where Pope John Paul, he absolutely blessed the cornerstone of his cathedral that houses 25,000 people, and it's magnificent. It's in a dome style. And they had me participate in the Mass. Now, the African Mass, they dance and they are joyful, and the Mass is amazing. And I've yet to be asked by any Catholic priest or Monsignor to participate in their Mass for whatever reason. In fact, the Monsignor at St. Teresa's said to one of my associate ministers, one of my staff ministers, he said at the hospital, are you the one that holds her down? He said, no one can hold her down. You don't really get that. And I was Catholic. And when I was in Japan and I was speaking there, there was a Catholic priest from India. And he said, "Tell me, daughter, were we so terrible to you that you had to leave the Catholic Church?" And I said, "Well, it's like this, Father. They just wouldn't let me in the priesthood." And he said, "Say no more. Say no more." He got it. Say no more. Energetically, we believe there is no gender. Right? And Jesus believed that. He said there's neither bond nor free. There's neither Jew nor Gentile. There's neither male nor female. He went on. And he really got about the oneness. That was his message of oneness. And when I was in the Gay Pride Parade, it was really interesting. There were people with banners and, yelling all of these things that, you're sinning against God and, all of these kinds of things. And I just waved at them and said, "Jesus loves you." So do I. And we just kept going because that was Jesus' message. And Jesus had the Buddha nature. He had the heart of compassion. He said, "Go and sin no more," to the woman who they were going to stone, and they were all there ready with their rocks, right? And, we're going to stone her, the adulteress. They were probably jealous, but we won't go there. Right? And they got their rocks, right? And they're ready to throw them, and they're ready to, look outside themselves at this person. And he just said, "Let they who are without sin cast the first stone." Yeah. Oh. Okay, well, damn. Right. I was in a mood to really condemn and look outside myself today. Let they who have missed the mark, right? We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And what that means is when the biblical verse, we've all made mistakes. Sinning is an ancient archery term, Hebraic term that meant you missed the mark. You didn't hit the target. So when we look at the evolution revolution and all that embodies, and the God of love, that we are deathless, timeless beings of light, that we connect in our oneness. We move beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation to the truth of our being. And we open that space in such amazing ways to feel that connectedness. I went to get gas the other day, and a very charming man came up, and he said, "May I pump your gas?" Now, I pray for people to come up to me and want to pump my gas. He doesn't know, you're an answer from God. And I go, "Oh, I'd love for you to pump my gas." Wonderful. Number 91, so we go through the thing. And I said, "So where do you live?" And he said, "I'm homeless at the moment, so I live in the universe." Now, this is my kind of man. And I said, "How beautiful." I said, "And I feel that you live in the universe." And I said, Neil Donald Walsh, who is the founder of the Evolution Revolution and wrote this amazing book called God's Message to the World, You Got Me All Wrong. God's looking out this energy that he has personalized. You got me all wrong, because I'm everywhere present, not just in certain religions, right? Someone said that when they heard that when you go to heaven, that St. Peter greets you and he's giving you a tour. It's a wonderful grand tour of heaven and all the wonderful places and the things you can do. And over here, here's the Catholics and the Seventh-day Adventists, and over here are the Methodists, and over here, everybody's found each other. And he goes, "We gotta, tiptoe." He goes, "Why do we have to tiptoe?" "Those are the Baptists. They think they're the only ones here." So when I was 14, we moved. And that's when I became a Catholic, but before that, I went to the Baptist church. Oh, no. And my next door neighbor took me, and they were the most loving people in the world. And I just remember the amazing potlucks they had were fantastic. And that I was raised in an alcoholic home, and it's so interesting because out of that domestic violence, I became an advocate for peace. I became the pattern breaker in my family to break the cycle of violence and alcoholism and drug addiction, all those things. I am the pattern breaker. When you can acknowledge that you're here by divine right of consciousness, you're here because there is a destiny for each and every one of us. Those grains of sand in our oyster, we bless them. I wear pearls because I bless all the grains of sand in my oyster that brought forth the pearl of great price so that I could be who I am and have a destiny. And people say, well, in your way of life, you're always tooting your own horns. And I said, no, it's self-acknowledgement. If I don't feel good about myself and my life, how will you? If I'm like this little Millie Milquetoast, well, don't you thanks. You shouldn't have. Oh, yeah. No, that isn't glorifying God. We say, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the grace, the goodness, the energy that is here for me to partake of. And every time you acknowledge that, our energy field goes brighter and larger and expands, and we are empowered to do the will of He who sent us. That's why we are here. So the people that come in and into the separatism, we have to include them as well. Those that are out there and they think, I'm going to kill somebody today, they're killing something within themselves. We draw the larger circle. He drew a circle that shut me out, but love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And that is the most difficult thing that we do, is to draw the larger circle and take him in, especially when it's pointed at us. And it's so interesting because we get all kinds of wonderful accolades and wonderful things that, are really said to us. But somebody will be a performer, and all you performers in the audience know this. Someone will say one negative thing, and 90 people will say, you were fantastic, you were wonderful, I was uplifted, it was the most wonderful experience of my life. One person will say, oh, Lord. They sang that again. They said that again. I heard her say that in the last talk. Whatever it is. What do we remember? The 90 that are uplifted energetically and feeling that they can go out and draw the larger circle and be who they are. No, we're focused on this one person. Oh my gosh. He said I wasn't as good, or I wasn't this, or I wasn't that. They weren't feeling good about themselves that day. They brought their consciousness with them. And you know what? Don't get any of it on me. Don't get any of it on me. If you need to just spew that, just take that wonderful light, that circle of light, the whole armor of light, the Bible states. Put the armor of light around you, and you know what? It comes to you, goes bing, and it bounces off. It just bounces off. I'm writing a little booklet called The 3 Pillars of Peace, which I learned from Father Ida, the African priest. And when I spoke at St. Catherine's in Oxford in 2006, he was the one that came up to me, and I have shared this because I'm so moved by it, and said, will you come to Africa and speak? We have the same message. And his Igbo metaphysics, he's got something called Amade. Amade means the good in me salutes the good in you, the good that is. Amade, we say namaste. The God in me celebrates the God in you, and the God in you celebrates the God in me. And if I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Amade, the good in me celebrates the good in you. And the good in you celebrates the good in me. And if I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Amade. And when I'm in Africa, we do Amade. We salute and we do Amade. Out of his book, Igbo Metaphysics. And the tremendous things that he has accomplished. I was on the Nobel Peace Prize Commission. I nominated Father Ida. I went to Oslo 4 times in 2 years. And I spoke with the directors at the Nobel Peace Prize Institute. And it was so cute because one of the directors said, yeah, I know all about him. I want to know about you. I mean, you're here, advocating an African priest. This is really fascinating. And so, I shared with him throughout the years of my work in peace, and realizing that I believe that peace is possible in our lifetime. It can be an already accomplished fact in mind and experience, as Ernest Holmes stated. I believe there is a conscious majority, I believe in conscious giving, and I believe in conscious receiving. And there is a very, very interesting line between confidence and conceit, because the confidence is knowing that we are empowered through a higher power. Conceit is, well, I did it all myself.
Right.
Oh yeah, should have been there, right? But confidence is, I and my Father, Mother, God are one, and I am empowered. And this revolution allows me to resolve to evolve, because there is a divine pattern in the universe. And that divine imprint is within everyone I touch and everyone who comes within my energy field. So today, let's evolve to resolve. Let's say, I resolve to evolve. I resolve to evolve. Again, I resolve to evolve. One more time.
I resolve